Hey there guys, alright, today we are back with another video from Voices of the Past, and this time it is Ancient Chinese Historian Describes the Roman Empire, a primary source from the 3rd century. I'm not going to try and pronounce that Chinese name. So we're just going to dive in here and hear what ancient China thought about Rome, or how they described it. I think I've probably read this exact source before in some text or something somewhere. But let's go ahead and listen. The Yu Huan, 3rd century Chao Wei? Cow Wei?
The kingdom of Daqin, also called Lijian, was west of Anxi and Tiaoxi, and west of a big sea. After the frontier of Anxi, you take a boat from the city of Angu and cut directly across to Haishi.
Oh, I see what he's doing here with this. Oh, this is cool. I like this.
With favorable winds, it takes 2 months. If the winds are slow, perhaps a year. If there is no wind, perhaps 3 years.
Oh my god.
The country that you reach is west of the sea, which is why it is called Haishi. There is a river flowing out of the west of this country, and then there is another big sea. The city of Wuchisan is in Haishi. From below this country, you go north to reach the city.
You know, I don't know how many of y'all um read primary sources or like even older books talking about historical periods. Like I was reading one I think on William the Conqueror that was written in like the 1800s, and the way in which old school historians talk about things, just their prose, it is weird. It feels so much like just what's that form of writing? Like you're just going like train of thought sort of thing, or you're just uh consciousness kind of consciousness. I can't remember what it is, but where you just keep typing and typing as you just think, like you type whatever is in your mind. You just keep going. You just keep writing. Um, and I mean this kind of gives that vibe too. He's like, yeah, it was kind of to the west of this place, and then there was a thing also to the north. Like it feels so very like, oh, also there was a thing over there. But anyways, let's go back to this thing, and then we'll go up to that way, like that kind of vibe.
City of Wudan. You then head southwest and cross a river by boat, which takes a day. You head southwest again, and again cross a river by boat, which takes another day. There are in all 3 major cities that you come to. Now, if you leave the city of Angu by the overland route, you go north to Haibei, then west to Haishi, then turn south to go through the city of Wuchisan. After crossing a river, which takes a day by boat, you circle around the coast. From there, 6 days is generally enough to cross another big sea to reach that country, Da-Chin.
That was so hard to follow. Oh man.
This country, Da-Chin, has more than 400 smaller cities and towns. It extends several thousand li in all directions. The king's seat of government is close to the mouth of a river. The outer walls of the city are made of stone. This region has pine trees, cypress, sophora, catalpa, bamboo, reeds, poplars, willows, parasol trees, and all sorts of plants. The people cultivate the 5 grains, and they raise horses, mules, donkeys, camels, and silkworms. They have a tradition of amazing conjuring. They can produce fire from their mouths, bind, and then free themselves and juggle 12 balls with extraordinary skill. The ruler of this country is not permanent. When disasters result from unusual phenomena, They unceremoniously replace him,
Hmm.
installing a virtuous man as king, and release the old king, who does not dare show resentment. The common people are tall and virtuous, like the Chinese, but
I feel that, I mean, in the 200s, my man, I think you're describing the way they replace. You're being very kind and generous in describing how the Romans replace their emperors.
wear Hu clothes. They say they originally came from China, but left it. They have always wanted to communicate with China, but Angxi, jealous of their profits, would not allow them to pass through to China. The laymen can read or write Hu script. They have multi-storied public buildings and private. They fly flags, beat drums, travel in small carriages with white roofs, and have a postal service with relay sheds and postal stations, like in the Middle Kingdom. From Angxi, you go around Haibei to reach this country. The people are connected to each other. Every 10 li there is a relay shed, and every 30 li there is a postal station. There are no bandits or thieves, but there are fierce tigers and lions that kill those traveling on the route. If you are not in a group, you cannot get through. This country has installed dozens of minor kings. The king's administrative capital is more than 100 li around. There is an official department of archives. The king has 5 palaces at 10 li intervals. He goes out at daybreak to one of the palaces and deals with matters until sunset, and then spends the night there. The next day he goes to another palace and in 5 days makes a complete tour. They have appointed 36 leaders or generals who discuss events frequently. If one leader does not show up, there is no discussion. When the king goes
I love getting these, like, different perspectives from within the same time period on each. This stuff is so cool.
out for a walk, he always orders a man to follow him holding a leather bag. Anyone who has something to say throws his or her petition into the bag. When he returns to the palace, he examines them and determines which are reasonable. They use shu jing to make the pillars and table utensils in the palaces. They manufacture bows and arrows. They divide the various branch principalities of their territory into small countries, such as that of the king of Jisan, the king of Lufen, the king of Kielan, the king of Xiandu, the king of Sifu, and that of the king of Yuluo. There are so many other small kingdoms, it is impossible to give details on each one. This country produces fine linen. They make gold and silver coins. 1 gold coin is equal to 10 silver coins. They have a fine tapestry woven cloth that is said
Is that where the D&D transaction system comes from? Is that where they got it? Did they get it from Rome here? Of the 10 silver equals 1 gold coin. And then, what is it? 10 bronze equals 1 silver? I can't remember.
said to be made from the down of a water sheep. It is called Haishi cloth. This country produces the 6 domestic animals, which are said to all come from the water. It is also said that they not only use sheep's wool, but also bark from trees, or make silk from wild cocoons. They weave woolen carpets, fine woolen rugs, felt rugs or curtains, all of them of good quality, and with brighter colours than those made in the countries of Haidong. Furthermore, they regularly make a profit by obtaining Chinese silk, unraveling it, and making Hu silk damasks. That is why this country trades with Angxi across the middle of the sea. The seawater is bitter and unable to be drunk, which is why it is rare for those who try to make contact to reach China. The mountains of this country,
Because the water cannot be drunk, that is why it is difficult for them to reach China. I love that.
produce 9 coloured inferior jade stones. They change colour on different occasions from blue through red, yellow, white, black, green, purple, rose, and dark blue. Nowadays, 9 coloured stones of the same type are found in the Yiwu Shan. Daqin has plenty of gold, silver, copper, iron, lead, and tin, sacred turtles, white horses with red manes, white or square-lipped rhinoceroses, tortoise shells, black bears, dragon's blood, and mongooses, large cowries, giant clams, carnelian, southern gold, kingfisher plumes, elephant tusks, coloured veined jade, bright moon pearls, night shining pearls, genuine white pearls, yellow amber, and red coral. They have 10 types of glaze or glass: red, white, black, green, yellow, blue, dark blue, light blue, rose, and purple. Fine sonorous jade. They have gemstone jade, rock crystal, and semi-precious red gems. They have railgar, orpiment, blue-green semi-precious stone, and multicoloured onyx or jade. They have 10 types of wool carpets: yellow, white, black, green, purple, rose, deep red, dark blue, golden, light blue, and back to yellow. Finely woven multicoloured wool pile carpets, multicoloured and 9-coloured inferior quality wool carpets. They have gold-threaded embroidery, polychrome silk twill, woven gold cloth, red or purple handkerchiefs, falu cloth, red or purple ku cloth handkerchiefs, asbestos cloth, fine silk gauze cloth, baize cloth, dudai cloth, wensu cloth, multicoloured tau cloth, hangings with scarlet backgrounds woven with gold, and little round multicoloured mosquito nets. Altogether, they have about 12 types of aromatic plants. As well as the overland route from Daqin through Hebei, one can also follow the sea south along the 7 commanderies of Jiaoxi in contact with foreign people. Nearby is a river route which leads to Yongchang in Yi province. That's why rare items come from Yongchang. In early times, only the maritime routes to Daqin were discussed, because they did not know that there were overland routes. West of Daqin is a sea. West of the sea are rivers. West of the rivers are big mountains running south to north. West of this is the Qi Shui. West of the Qi Shui are the Baiyu Shan. In the Baiyu Shan lives Shi Wangmu. West of Shi Wangmu are the Long Liu Sha.
I'm lost.
To the west of the Liu Sha is the kingdom of Daxia, the kingdom of Jian Sha, the kingdom of Shu Yao, and the kingdom of the Yuezhi. West of these 4 kingdoms is the He Shui, which is as far west as I have heard of. Yu Huan, the author, observes, "It is commonly believed that a fish living in a little stream does not know the size of the Yangtze River and the sea. The mayfly, for that matter, does not know of the changing of the 4 seasons. Why is this so? Because one lives in a small place, and the other's life is short. I am, at the moment, intensively examining Daqin and all the other foreign kingdoms. Still, it seems to me that I am neglecting to fully instruct the uninformed. Moreover, as to the speculations of Shu Yan or the hypothesis of the Diete Xuan, alas, I am limited to travelling by foot and living in the puddle left in the hoof-print of an ox. Besides, I don't have the longevity of Peng Shu. It has not been my fate to see things first-hand, travelling with the rapid winds or enlisting swift horses to view distant vistas. Alas, I have to strain to see the 3 heavenly bodies. But oh, how my thoughts fly to the 8 foreign regions."
Is that all? Yeah. Okay, and that was an ancient Chinese historian describing the Roman Empire. Man, was it hard to follow. I don't know if it was hard to follow because obviously I don't know ancient Chinese. So, and I mean, even the translations sometimes provided some clues as to where the hell he was talking about, but sometimes still very hard to follow. Um, but man, do I like this channel a lot. I really do like Voices of the Past. I like how this was the production behind this, how this was made, how they just literally took his words and made that a video. They didn't like really interject here to explain. They were just like, this is entirely the 3rd century primary source on the Roman Empire through the eyes of a Chinese historian. And that's really cool. I like this a lot. And I mean, I like the visual aid now and again. But yeah, this was neat. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.